Straight buster. Dr. Dre's estranged wife accused him of holding a gun to her head, punching her in the face, and grabbing her by the neck in explosive divorce documents filed days before. The hip-hop mogul suffered a brain aneurysm. Nicole Young, the estranged wife of Andre Young, filed explosive court documents in their divorce days before he suffered a brain aneurysm. She claimed Young held a gun to her head, punched her in the face, and slammed her against a wall, lifting her off her feet by her neck in 2000 and 2001. Believe all women, that's what they told me. Come on, we need everybody on the left. We need to get a women's march. Let's go, everybody. Believe all women. We need to get the women's march together. We need to get the pussy hats going again. We need to get everybody out there to storm the Capitol like they said they were going to do and did in 2018 during the Kavanaugh hearings. We need to get that same energy up for this one. Let's go. Come on. No favoritism here. Let's go. Believe all women. Bring it on. Nicole, 50, is fighting in court for her share of Dre's estimated $1 billion empire. Young made a declaration last week that said, at no time did I abuse Nicole or threaten her physical safety during their 24-year marriage. Young agreed to pay $2 million in temporary spousal support to his wife. The rapper is currently recovering from a brain aneurysm in the ICU. Young had a positive health update for fans earlier this week and revealed he would be leaving the hospital soon. How is anybody still a fan of this guy? I don't understand. I get that he used to be something, but does he really still have fans? What does he do? Headphones? Does he make any new music? The rapper was married to Young for 24 years before she filed for divorce from him this past summer. It's kind of a strange way to word that, right? The rapper was married to Young. I guess he's young and she's young. It's true, but it's kind of a funny way to word it. Look at her. Does that look like a person that a punk like this could pick up and manhandle? Maybe. You look at her. I did a video on this. It was maybe a month or two ago when this first broke with the divorce and the settlement, all the back and forth. Did a trash video on that. And I was saying that he had a type. If you look at some of his exes and they showed the photos there, man, oh man, does this dude have a type. But she looks like she can handle her business. I bet if she and I threw the gloves on and boxed a couple rounds, she could probably take me. Look at her. She looks rough, boy. She is rough. Andre held a gun to my head on 2 occasions, on January 8, 2000 and November 20th, 2021, she claimed. Andre has punched me in the head, face on 2 occasions, in 1999 and on January 8, 2000. Andre kicked down the door to a bedroom in which I was hiding from his rage in 2016, she added. Andre has verbally and emotionally decimated my personhood. My personhood. Couldn't she just say womanhood? To the extent that I currently suffer from PTSD. Nicole conceded that Dre was right when he also claimed in his declaration that the police were never called to their home during their marriage. And that's something that's huge. That's a big key. You need receipts. You've got to have photos, scrapes, cuts, bruises. You have to have records of telling or showing family members. And we're talking about in court in terms of her proving this stuff. And police reports, huge witnesses, outside parties that the police could provide. Police could provide that huge link between what she's claiming and what may or may not have happened. But she added, Andre conspicuously omits the fact that the police were called in approximately September 1995, shortly before our marriage, after he slammed me up against a wall and lifted me off the floor by my neck. That wasn't a fight, he just wanted booty. If he did that and you saw that behavior, then why'd you marry him? Come on now. Because if that's true, the signs were there. Not saying that's her fault for getting beat if she did, but you get abused, walk away. During our marriage, I considered calling the police several times, but as I fell deeper into the abusive relationship, my fear of Andre outweighed any confidence I had that the police could help me. Of Dre's claim that there is no documentary evidence of his abuse of Nicole, she added, first, there is documentary evidence of his abuse. which has been produced. Second, I have also offered extensive and painful testimony about Andre's relentless campaign of abuse and control over me for more than half my life. It is misleading, revolting, and insulting for Andre to suggest that I have not been abused because, as a victim of relentless abuse and isolation, I did not create and maintain a contemporaneous record of the abuse inflicted on me. It is well known and accepted that most victims of domestic violence do not have documentary evidence of their abuse. Shortly after her scathing declaration to LA Superior Court, Nicole's legal team huddled with Dre's lawyers, and the end result reportedly was that Andre, still in the hospital bed at Cedars-Sinai in LA, this week signed an agreement that pays Nicole a lump sum of $2 million in temporary support until their next court hearing in April. Man, $2 million to last her about 4 months, that's not bad. Since their split in June, Dre had been paying Nicole $293,000 a month in support, but she is asking the court to force him to pay her almost $2 million a month. Wow! Plus another $5 million for attorney fees. Woo! $5 million in attorney's fees. The attorneys are cleaning up as always. Probably took it contingency, right? Because I doubt that she'd have that much money sitting in a bank account. Maybe she does. Probably joint assets, though. Nicole, who claimed in legal documents that Dre has more than $260 million on hand in cash and Apple stock, contends that she has the right to continue to that lavish lifestyle she had as Miss Andre Young, which she said costs around $2.3 million per month. Maybe she could have just rounded it down to $2 million and, she could cut back a little bit. To support her argument that she needs $2 million or so a month to maintain her status quo, Nicole filed an income and expense declaration this week, which lists monthly expenses of $2.53 million, including $900,000 for entertainment, gifts, and vacations. $900,000 a month in vacations. Can you imagine that? $135,000 for clothes, $30,000 for groceries, $10,000 for laundry, $30,000 a month for groceries. I bet half of Americans that are working don't even make $30,000 in a year. And she's talking about $30,000 a month for groceries? What does that woman eat? My word. I feel bad when I go to a restaurant and spend $50. All right, that's all I've got on that. That's just a little bit of an update. There's going to be more to this, obviously. In the video I did in the past, it had to do with much of the same stuff. The violence and the allegations of abuse weren't in there. But that one had to do with the prenuptial agreement. He was saying that there was one, and she was saying that there wasn't one, that one existed at one point, but then he ripped it up as a show of his love to her. So that's why she's trying to fight for as much money as she can. And what I was saying in that video was, let's see the prenup. Let's get it out there. Let's get it before a judge and let's see what he says. Is this thing valid or not? That will definitely resolve a lot of the issues. But, she's able to play that card. And I'm not saying that it's not true because I wasn't there. I don't know. But she's got all the cards in her deck and she's playing them right here. So being though I'm not somebody who's necessarily a fan of his, but understanding how the system is slanted against men in terms of divorces, custody battles, stuff like that, I'm kind of conflicted. Maybe. No, I'm not. I hope he loses. No, it's all good. I really don't care either way. But it's funny just to kind of keep an eye on this stuff every now and then and see what's going on. So as it goes forward, we'll see what happens. And if anything interesting happens, I'll talk about it some more. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be well.